Hello and welcome to the Daily Meal for Saturday, the 23rd of July 2022. In today's Millwall news, there was a match. Being a Saturday and being the week before the first game in the season, it was the last pre-season friendly. It was at home against Ipswich Town, and it was a draw, 1-1 draw, and it was quite an insipid performance. Very not very good. Not very good. So this is from millwallfc.co.uk. Millwall and Ipswich Town drew 1-1 in the pre-season friendly at the Den on Saturday afternoon. Benicofobia opened scoring on 16 minutes with a strike from inside the penalty area, but Freddie Ladapo levelled in the second half to secure a draw. Gary Rowett opted to name a strong starting 11 for the visit of the Tractor Boys. New signings Benicofobia, Zion Fleming, Jamie Shackleton and George Honeyman all featuring. Charlie Cresswell was named among 9 substitutes. So not following the league rules, which is 7 substitutes and 9 substitutes. With the game beginning in the South London sunshine, the first opportunity went the way of the Lions with 9 minutes on the clock, but after a move involving Murray Wallace and Scott Malone, Fleming and Honeyman came to fruition. The latter's flick could not set up his shots on goal. With little to report from there, the game perked up on 16 minutes when it opener came, as a phobia robbed the Ipswich defence of possession before calmly slotting past the Tractor Boys goalkeeper Christian Walton. Freddie Ladapo then headed wide as Ipswich looked to register a shot on target, with Matt Penny failing to trouble Bartosz Białkowski with an effort from outside the area 7 minutes from the half-time break. A smart move and dangerous cross from Lee Evans, followed by an effort from Connor Chaplin, then threatened just before the whistle, but the Lions held out to claim the lead at the break. With no personnel changes at half-time, the Lions were able to begin the second period, with Ryan Leonard carrying the ball down the right-hand side and crossing, but no Millwall man was there to take advantage inside the box. There were 54 minutes on the clock, however, when Ipswich were able to level after a fortunate deflection bounced into his path. Ladapo was able to take the ball in his stride and fire past Białkowski from the edge of the penalty area. Bang on the hour mark, it looked as though the Tractor Boys would nudge themselves into the lead, but as Ladapo turned and struck from close range, an outstanding block from Murray Wallace kept parity. After a glut of substitutions, Fleming and Ipswich captain Sammy Morsey exchanged efforts that both will feel they should have done better with before a Sonny Aluko strike had to be blocked behind by Lions substitute Danny McNamara. Morsey then tested Białkowski as the visitors looked the more likely to find the net late on, with Aluko perhaps unfortunate not to find a winner on 88 minutes as he rattled a shot up the crossbar, which Białkowski gratefully clutched at the second attempt before referee Gavin Ward blew the final whistle on the game and Mill's pre-season. And the team was Białkowski, Wallace, Hutchison, Cooper, Afobe, Billy Mitchell, Fleming, Malone, Shackleton, Leonard and Honeyman. And the subs were just around the hour mark, 64 minutes. A lot of changes, and this was during a drinks break. McNamara came on for Wallace. Cresswell came on for Cooper. So McNamara came on for Wallace. What that meant was Ryan Leonard moved into centre back, and then McNamara was on the right wing back. Bradshaw came on for Phobie. Bennett came on for Billy Mitchell. Bury came on for Fleming, but that was in the 83rd minute. Topolodge came on for Malone on the 83rd minute. Saville came on for Shackleton. And George Evans came on for Honeyman. And it was a crowd of 2,430 with 507 away fans, which is just under 2,000 Millwall fans attending that game. That is generally not that good for our last pre-season friendly. I think it's normally around the 4,000 mark. So obviously, not Ipswich Town, not that much of a draw for Millwall fans. Not really what we want to see. Now, I watched it on Millwall TV. Very good broadcast. For some reason, Max McClellan was doing it on his own again. Hope his voice is okay because he was doing all of the talking At times he did just kind of just stop talking and just leave like about 30 seconds of dead air time. So I hope he's okay. Yeah, what happened? Well, we again, I've mentioned this after various other preseason friendlies. We couldn't do anything in the final third. We couldn't. This was even worse than the other games, because the other games, at least we were keeping the ball when we were in the final third. We were giving the ball away so much. We weren't getting shots away. We weren't creating anything. The goal that we got was George Honeyman harassing the centre backs as they're trying to play it around the back, as they do now. These teams, they tippy tappy it. They don't want to kick it long, which is great for us because it led to a goal. So George Honeyman's harassing them. He's pressed to quickly play a forward pass, which hit a Phoebe as he stuck out a leg. The deflection bounced well for him. It bounced in his path as he was heading towards the goal. He ran onto it, took a touch or two, dropped his shoulder and sent the keeper the wrong way. Excellent goal. But yet again, like our other goals, apart from the Palace game, which is kind of weird because they're Premier League, but in the other games, we got goals from set pieces. Well, we didn't get any goals against Hammerby. We got goals from set pieces, throw-ins, stuff like a corner as well. And it looked like it was similar stuff here. We didn't make that goal. We didn't make that goal in attacking play. That was I don't know what you would call it, defensive. Kind of making a goal out of nothing, which is not what you want to do. You want to pass the ball forward, run, dribble, pass, cross, shoot, score a goal. You want to make the goals that you score. We just forced them to make a mistake and we pounced on it. So it's not looking good for goals from open play again this season. Now, what I would say, let me just comment on Ipswich's goal. Sean Hutchinson ball watching, not getting goal side. He was kind of stuck between following Ladapo and one eye on him and one eye on the runner who was going to run in behind. And he kind of hummed and hawed and he just missed out on either, and Ladapo ran through and scored. So I would pin that on Sean Hutchinson personally. Could have done better with that. And not only that, but you can see, so you see with the team where we made the substitutions, they weren't like for like, they were moving people around. So McNamara comes on for Wallace, but then Leonard goes into the centre of defence and McNamara goes on to play wing back. So after these substitutions, we were absolutely dire, absolutely so bad, and the Ipswich were just coming straight at us, wave after wave after wave. It's a miracle that we didn't lose that game, and we could be looking at another situation. It's basically the same old. I imagine we're probably going to have the most draws in the championship again. We're going to struggle to score more than one goal again. We're probably going to have a very poor away record again. It's the same old. Now, last season there was a period when we had a lot of injuries and we basically only had like 14 fit players, and the team picked itself, and that's when we started winning. We won game after game after game because Gary Rowett couldn't tinker with the team and he had to play the players we had fit. And it looks like now he doesn't know which side to pick and how to play them. He's got all the pieces. He's like someone playing a piano and they don't know what they're doing. They're just randomly mashing keys, and it's not harmonic. It's not making a beautiful sound. It's jarring. It's not fluid. That's what's happening. It's not fluid. It's not harmonic. It's very much isn't. Which is a shame because John Berylson has backed Gary Rowett, and he's brought in a lot of decent players, and it looks set to be same old. Now a lot of people saying, well, it's just pre-season, but it's not just pre-season. I mean, you could put it the other way. Well, it's pre-season. It's a game against a League One team, and we can't even perform properly. Unless that was part of the plan. Unless it's a conspiracy and Rowett's told the players to do all this, and the substitutions as well, where he's moving everyone around. Maybe he's doing that on purpose to mess with them, mess with Stoke City. Maybe it's a secret. Maybe in training they're doing everything right, but then when we come on the pitch, they just this was a brilliant piece of subterfuge, but it's got a lot of fans shocked now because we were very optimistic, signed some very good players, and we're just wondering now what's actually going to happen. And it's kind of weird because obviously this week we're seeing quite a few prediction come up for where teams are going to finish in the league. 442 magazine did their one. I looked at it and they had us finishing 14th, and I'm like, what? But what about the players we bought? Really? 14th? You're looking at now, maybe it's just typical journos who hate Millwall and they're just having a little dig. But 14th? But then I'm watching other prediction championship prediction leagues on YouTube. I watched 3 or 4 videos. One geezer had us finishing 7th. Everyone else is like a couple said 17th. 17th. And I'm like, what? You think we're gonna finish 17th? And it's kind of nice to get a fresh perspective from outside the club, because I genuinely believe that we could push on and do better than 9th, which is where we ended up. We were 7th, and with a chance of getting in the playoffs on the last day of the season, but it didn't happen, and we ended up finishing 9th. So I genuinely, we were like a hair's whisker away from finishing 7th, if it's finishing 6th or 5th. Is it over us now? Is that it? Are we done? Now, am I overreacting? I don't know, but now it's going to be a different kettle of fish next week. We're going to have a proper Millwall crowd, even though there's a train strike on Southeastern. Should be a fair few, maybe not total sellout, but there will be a fair few there. Lots of noise. Should be good. Should be good. So we just got to wait and see on that. But yeah, so now we wait to see the actual real game of the season. One thing I would say, even though I didn't like the shirt from the photographs, watching them playing it does look pretty decent from a distance. Seeing them playing it does look good. So let's move on to News at Den. This is their match report, which I'm not going to read. I'm just going to go down to the takeaways. But yet again, how can you have a match report without putting the teams up? What is that about? I have no idea. He's carrying on doing this new guy, but put the teams in the match report. How is it a match report if you don't put the fucking teams in and the substitutions? What is that? Takeaways. So the takeaways from the game. Pressing is the way forward. Millwall aren't usually a high pressing team, as indicated by their PPDA stats. In the early stages of the game, the Lions opted for their preferred long ball method, only to notice that Ipswich were playing out from the back on goal kicks. Barrett's side soon took advantage of Honeyman forcing Hedmonton into giving the ball away, setting up a phobia for the opener. It wasn't the only time that this method hurt the Tractor Boys, even if it didn't help the hosts extend their lead. Honeyman's position as a number 10 certainly helped to achieve this, and it might be a tactic that the Lions look to use in the future, especially against possession-heavy sides that play out from the back. Well, if you're playing Honeyman as 10, where does Zion Fleming play? Could we be seeing Zion Fleming up front, Afobe and Fleming, and then Honeyman behind? Would that be better? I don't know. Honeyman, for whatever reason, everyone wants to play down the middle. No one wants to play on the wings. It looks like we're not doing that anymore, which is going to be a shame. And maybe they're going to have to change to that. Patience for Fleming. It's been a difficult pre-season for Fleming. There's no denying the fact that he struggled to impact the friendly games, which has caused some concern. The Dutchman has struggled to control the ball, contribute in the final third in any of the matches he's played. However, this is to be expected. After all, these friendlies are his first taste of English football. He's playing in a new system in a completely new country, and it will take time for him to adapt. Once it happens, we'll see what kind of player he really is. Concerning second half, Millwall weren't in the game whatsoever after the break. While they created a small handful of chances, the reality is the second half was a Ipswich. They created the most chances and crucially scored the goal. Pre-season games should be taken with a pinch of salt. That much is obvious, but the Lions will need to be much better when Stoke visit next weekend. Yes, indeed. The game was so bad that it seems that Gary Rowett just bolted straight after the game because Adam Barrett did all the press stuff. He gave all the interviews after the game. So is Gary Rowett not happy with that, or has he got things to do? We don't know. So Millwall assistant boss Adam Barrett, we were disappointed in certain aspects of the 1-1 draw against Ipswich. No shit. So this is from London News Online, the South London Press's online website. Millwall assistant manager Adam Barrett admitted that there are areas for them to improve after today's 1-1 draw against Ipswich Town. Benicophobe gave the Lions the lead in the first period, but it was cancelled out by Freddie Ladapo in the second half. It was the League One visitors who looked more likely to get a winner as they finished the contest on top. Barrett said, "First and foremost, we're pleased to get through the pre-season programme. We've got a healthy squad, just a few little niggles, but overall it's been a good 6-week period. Today we were disappointed in certain aspects of the game. There are areas we've got to be better on, which we know, and we'll pick the bones out of that this week. Most important thing is that it's been a really good 6-week build-up leading up to Stoke. We've got a good, clear week ahead of us. We've got to put something right, which we weren't too pleased at, but there are a lot of positives over this pre-season." Millwall struggled to create many chances in the match. Asked if that was one of the areas highlighted that needed improvements, Barrett said, "It's not too much of a concern at this stage. We've all been in pre-seasons when you can be winning every game quite comfortably. You come to the first game of the season, it's always different. Any manager or player will tell you the same. The intensity will go up next week, the pressure will go up next week, and the concentration needs to go up as well. Yeah, we didn't create too much today, which is something we will look at and 100% be working on this week, but we're looking at an overall period in pre-season and we've been pleased the lads are at good levels. Of course, we want to be creating chances and scoring goals. Today there were some sloppy bits of play that we can be better on, but next week, Stoke at 3 o'clock, we got to make sure we're ready for that one. I can't wait for it. I've always been that way. I can't wait to get pre-season out of the way and get the real games going. I think everyone is feeling that now. You get this close to it. It's been an intense camp and there's nothing like a big crowd here. 3 o'clock, ready to go. Let's get the season started. Let's get it started." Just interesting, just reading that. Maybe it has been an intense pre-season. Have they been too focused on fitness? They were doing fitness. Well, okay. How about actually how you're going to play football? How about working on that? Maybe they're going to get a week's intense training in how to actually play football together, and then they're going to all amaze us against Stoke. Could be. Hopefully Benefawi turns up against Stoke after they fucked him around. It would be good to see him score a hat-trick against them, but what can you do? Now, Adam Barrett again. Leeds United midfielder's first start assessed by Millwall assistant boss. Millwall assistant manager Adam Barrett was pleased that Jamie Shackleton got his first start under his belt in today's 1-1 draw with Ipswich Town. The on-loan Leeds United midfielder came off shortly after the hour mark at the Den. Barrett said, "He showed glimpses of what he's capable of. He's a very good player. He's got lots of energy and can handle a football well. You're not allowed to handle it. You're supposed to use your feet. I'm expecting him to be a real important player for us this year. He's got good pedigree and just gives us something a little bit different. It was nice for him to get the minutes under his belt. First start for the football club. It puts him in a good place to be in contention for next Saturday." Former centre-back Barrett was also asked for his thoughts on Charlie Cresswell's addition to the club's backline options. Cresswell is also on a season-long loan and played on the left of the back three in the second half. The England under-21 international will compete with the likes of Murray Wallace, Sean Hutchinson and Jake Cooper for a starting spot. "We've got real competition for places across the squad, which is healthy," said Barrett. "It's where we wanted to be. Charlie has come into the building, young, highly rated centre-half, and technically a very, very good player. He's got all the enthusiasm of youth and he's an aggressive player, but one who's still learning his trade. He's come here on loan, so we've got to be patient with him in a first-team environment. It keeps the lads on their toes." Indeed. So, obviously, struggling to score. Gary Rowett doesn't really know who to play up front, but he said they're looking for maybe bringing in another attacking option. Is that this geezer, him here, from Manchester United, no less? Now, this is from thesun.co.uk. This is from Anthony Chapman, not Alan Nixon. So, Man United hothead Hannibal Mejbri set for Championship loan transfer with 4 clubs circling. Manchester United hothead Hannibal Mejbri is reportedly set for a loan move to the Championship, and no less than 4 clubs are circling for his signature. Hannibal, 19, is one of United's top prospects after bursting onto the scene last season. He's been featuring in pre-season under Erik ten Hag, but United's midfield and attacking options are plentiful at the moment, and Ten Hag is ready to let Hannibal move so he can boost his development with vital minutes, says Sky. So this is coming from Sky. A loan to England's second tier is now beckoning as Hannibal looks to hone his aggressive style of playing and return to United for a first team spot in 2023. West Brom, Middlesbrough, Millwall and Birmingham are all thought to be keen on snapping up the Tunisian, and a decision on Hannibal's future could be made before the end of the month. So there you go. There you go. Is this the attacking player we are set to sign? Who knows? I don't know. Is he any good? Don't know. But where's he going to play? We don't even know where to play the players we've got. So I told you yesterday that Billy Mitchell has agreed a new contract and he's signed the contract today. And now we have some words from said Billy Mitchell about that. "I can concentrate fully on the season." Billy Mitchell was signing new long-term Millwall contract. And this is from London News Online. Billy Mitchell is delighted to have signed a new Millwall contract and says he will now be able to focus fully on the new season. The Lions Academy product has signed a new long-term deal with the South London club after making 42 appearances in the Championship last season. Mitchell told Millwall's recast platform, "It's been in the making for a few weeks now. The season is starting next Saturday, so I'm pleased to finally get the deal over the line and concentrate fully on the start of the season. Millwall is where I want to be right now, and it's certainly a massive confident boost when you have a set of staff that truly believe in you, and they make me feel that every day. It's been very steady rise at the club. I don't want to jinx it, but so far everything has been pretty smooth, and this season will be a continuation of that. I'm really excited of where we are going to go this season. Some really good signings, some positive performances in pre-season so far. I want to be part of that, and hopefully if I continue my progress at the rate so far, I'll be very happy. Everyone wants to score goals, but the staff have made me aware throughout pre-season that it is equally important to continue to work on your strengths and try and patrol the middle of the pitch more, go forward earlier. And those are the things that we're working on day in, day out. You always want a healthy competition. If there's not, people are prone to taking their foot off the gas. But we've got a lot of central midfielders this season, as we did last season. That's going to push me to be better. Everyone's really excited for the new season. It feels like not too long ago that the season ended, and it's come around really quickly. We've got a fantastic squad. A lot of good business has been done, and it's a really great place to be now. The pitch is looking amazing, and I'm really excited to get back out there. The new deals put the icing on the cake. Every season we look to get better, and there's no reason we can't improve on last season's finish. So Billy Mitchell still very bullish on Millwall's chances. So I think this was he gave this interview before that game. So maybe after the game he's changed his mind a little. Not too sure. Now we have ticket news. The first away game of the season, Sheffield United. It's been some time coming. They made us wait for these tickets. We're 2 weeks away. Normally they do it 3 weeks before, but there's been some shenanigans going on behind the scenes. Sheffield United, either them or the police, the local police, have tried to get this game moved, I believe, to maybe Sunday 12 o'clock kickoff, something like that. And that was holding it up because they were going, well, no, fuck that. Why? No, we don't want to do that. So we now have it. It is a Saturday kickoff, 3 p.m. and tickets will go on to sale to season ticket holders from 9:30 a.m. on Monday the 25th of July. So on Monday morning, you can buy a ticket for Sheffield United away for Millwall's first away game of the season. Tickets are priced at £28.60. Weird. What a weird number. £21 if you're over 60. £18 if you're 18 to 21. And £13 if you are under 18. Under 14s tickets need to be purchased with an adult or senior ticket. Tickets will go off sale 2 p.m. Friday the 5th. We have an initial allocation of 1,565 tickets. Interesting. I'm pretty sure they will sell out. Yeah, so there's the Sheffield United game finally on sale. A lot of people asking when's it going on sale. I would say I think in terms of train strikes you should be okay. You have to give plenty of notice. I think it's 14 days notice they have to give if they're going to do a strike, so I think you should be okay. We're going to finish today's video with this now. The secret friendly that no one told anyone about, and I gave a number of speculative reasons why that would be, and one of them was correct. It was basically an under 18s Millwall side playing there, so that they didn't want people going there thinking it was Millwall's first team and causing aggro or whatever. So yeah, which is quite unusual because the under 18s, they normally play their pre-season games at training grounds. It was kind of nice of them to get them play in a stadium. Well, I say stadium, I mean it's a non-league ground. St Neots Town in Cambridgeshire, albeit in front of a very small crowd of 183. So this is from St Neots Town FC.co.uk. It's a narrow defeat for the Saints as the Young Lions roar. So it's St Neots Town 1, Millwall 2. This was another very useful workout for Pete Gill's embryonic side against a very good youthful visiting Millwall side. After creating a better first half chances, St Neots conceded 2 goals in the first 7 minutes after the second half. So that was some bloody half-time team talk there. Was that Chris Perry giving that? And then roared back to score once and really deserved an equaliser late in the game, but they didn't get it. However, the minutes gained on the pitch as the manager sorts out his squad for the first competitive action of the season less than 2 weeks hence will have been extremely useful as the players pitched their challenge for places in the side. The home side were the first to settle on another hot afternoon, and their best early openings came from the long throws delivered into the 6 yards area by Aaron Smith. One of these, after a quarter of an hour, saw the visiting defence happy to concede a corner, and 6 minutes later, from an Andre Asanali free kick, Manny Osei should have done better than fire over the bar. So all of those players mentioned there are St Neots Towns. The first real opening for the visitors saw Laquai Coleman go clear of the defence, but his wild finish was far too high. So that's a Millwall player there, Laquai Coleman go clear of the defence. Osei then shot wide after a neat build-up, and a snapshot from Brandon Njoku brought the save of the first half from visiting goalkeeper George Evans. So there was another George Evans at Millwall. He's a goalkeeper for the under-18s. Too many Millwall attacks were falling foul of the offside flag, and from another long throw by Smith, Toib Adeyemi headed narrowly wide, and the half ended with Mill's best chance as Josh Stevenson set up Romain Esse, but a last-ditch tackle by Charlie Lewis saved the day for St Neots. So we have Laquai Coleman, George Evans, Josh Stevenson, and Romain Esse. I'm reading them out because there's no team here either, just like the News of Den match report. There's no team lineups. St Neots were a little slow to resettle after half time and conceded twice in the opening 7 minutes of the second half. The first, just 30 seconds after the restart, saw the home defence open up to let Henry Hearn in for a simple finish. And then 6 minutes later, it was 2-0 to the visitors when Romain Esse produced a solo run past his marker, the far inner shot off the far post. St Neots rallied well, taking the game to the visitors, and after Callum Anderson had brought a good save from George Evans, St Neots deservedly pulled a goal back as Robbie Mason flick from Hassan Ali cross set up Toib Adeyemi for a deserved reply. Substitute Declan Niche was a welcome addition to the St Neots attack, and he was twice close to levelling the scores. His first ever deflected, and his second just inches too high. The St Neots keeper made an important save at the feet of substitute Cavalli Howland. I believe that's a Millwall player there. And the match ended with St Neots man of the match, Charlie Lewis, unlucky to see his late effort just cleared the crossbar. So there you have it. It looks like an under-18 game there for Millwall, and yeah, not many people went to that one. And on that note, thank you for watching, and goodbye.